Okay, so again, my name is Mustafa El Mirudi. I'm just recording this lecture, so for people who are not able to attend. So I just made like a short introduction about myself, and now we are going to go over the syllabus. So the course, of course, is online. We're going to be meeting every Thursday, starting at 5. As I said, unless there is a reason to change it. Okay, so this is the best way to contact me is via email, especially via uh, Canvas. I check it almost daily. So if I don't respond the same day, usually like the next day, okay, unless there is a reason, if I'm away from my computer or internet, if I'm out of town or something, but I usually respond uh, promptly. So this is the code description. So we're going to be basically talking about the data structures. So what I mean by the data structures is how we save. We already learned one of them, which is arrays, right? So array is just one way of storing the information, how to store data. So array is not the only one, but it's the most common one. But we're going to learn about others like stacks, like queues, like linked lists. Talk about binary tree. If we have time, we're going to talk about graphs. We're going to talk about searching. This is algorithm, like how to search, how to sort, and what is the most efficient algorithm for each one of them. So we're going to be talking about two types of searching, linear searching and binary searching. And sorting, maybe you're going to mention at least 3 different types of sorting. So all of them work. The question is when to use a specific one. So some of them are more efficient all the time, but in most of the time, it depends on what situation you work in. Sometimes, certain types work only in certain situations, but are not that efficient in other situations. We're going to talk also about recursion. I was asked to start with the recursion first. So my supervisor asked us to start with the recursion. So recursion is when the method calls itself. So this is we're gonna make everything super easy. I've been teaching this for so long. So maybe even like one of my students, I was surprised that one of the students I taught them when I was a teacher at Cinco Ranch High School, John Reyes. Thank you so much. I'm not sure if you are here or not, but it was good to hear from a former student. And we're going to be talking about algorithmic analysis. So this is basically what we're going to be focusing on. So this is basically the learning outcomes, design and develop. So basically we are basically learning more advanced concepts in programming and object-oriented programming. And by the way, this class is so important that if you happen to have an interview, most of the time they will ask you questions about this class, the data structures. Okay? They will ask you questions about data structure, about algorithm efficiency. So this class is so important. Okay? We also may talk about the big O notation about efficiency. So this is the topics we're going to be talking about. Okay? So let's see here if there are anything that needs to be done. Oh, that's very important. So as you can see right here, there is a reason why I have this breakdown to show you that everything you do, you get credit for it. The programming assignment, 20%. It's like there is no category that overpowers the rest. Everything is important because sometimes you see that the final exam or midterm are almost like 70%. I don't think that should be fair because what about if you are not in your best day and you took the final exam? Why do you have to suffer just because one day you are not, in your, it was not your best day? So I believe that it should be throughout the entire semester. That's why I have 20% programming assignment, 20% quizzes, participation, discussion, reveal. Reveal is that like the one, that you have, so 10% altogether. So anything that you do in Revel, that's going to count under 10%. Okay, every time we cover a topic, you go to Revel and then you do as many as you can. I have access to that, so I will see how much effort you put into that. That's what 10%. Okay, so just practice, practice, practice. It shows me how much you spent on that. So whatever time you can spend, I know like most of you probably are working, they have other commitments, but whatever you can, every time, let's say we covered recursion, you go to the recursion and Revel, and then you just practice as much as possible. That's going to give you that 10%. Okay. Project, we're going to give you two projects. So project basically is just uh, an assignment that covers maybe 3 or 4 concepts at the same time. So that's project. And exams, of course, both of them to midterm and final exam. Okay, any questions about this? Any concerns? So I find it to be fair because, whatever you do in class, you get credit for it. And it should, quizzes, some people like if they spent a lot of time devoting program assignment, you get 20%. So that list, it's not restricted to one specific category. Okay, so makeup exam will only be given in cases. So make sure especially the exam midterm, do it on time. I usually give 2 days. 2 days to take the final exam, usually like Tuesday or Wednesday or maybe Wednesday and Thursday. So this way, if you cannot make it that day, you have the next one. You have only 2 days to take it. Okay, to win basically 24, 40, 48 hours. Okay, so you should be able to take it within that period. So, okay, period. Okay. Attendance because it's an online class. Now for the journal assignments, of course, try to do by the end of the week. That's simple. Usually I would change it probably by Monday morning. Now I think, but now it shows like Sunday is the due date. But I can even allow until Monday morning. That's fine because some people, they say for whatever reason, they wait until Sunday and then for some reason, they pass the due date by an hour. It shouldn't be a problem. So this is if you have to, but the sooner the better. And the programming assignments, most of them are for completion grade. Just show me that you spend time. Don't look for shortcuts because you're going to just cheat yourself, because I really, really want you to learn from this class, okay? It is completion grade, that means show me that you spend time. Usually if you watch the videos and then either you attend the meeting, or at least minimum, if you cannot make it for whatever reason, watch the video. You should have no problem completing the programming assignments and completing the quizzes. Whatever I talk about, that's what's going to end up. I make my own quizzes. I don't get them from anybody else. I may get some samples from here and there, but I'm the one who make the quizzes, which means I know what questions I ask. So I will never ask question that was not covered in class. It's not gonna happen. Okay. So if you watch the video and then you do the assignment, and then if there is a PowerPoint slide, you watch them, you go over them, then you should have no problem with this class. Okay. So I think that's it. That's everything else. And then we have the schedule. It shows at the end about the due dates for each day. I think it's at the end, I think. Yeah, right here. So as you can see right here, 2 weeks, just reviews. Chapter 1 and 6, that means basically the basics of programming fundamentals 1. Okay, like variables, the conditional statement, the loops, the methods. So this is chapter 1 and 6. So I put a programming assignment that basically tests your understanding. If you can do it, then you should have no problem with that. Quiz are normal, and it has multiple attempts. It's not only one attempt. I think it's either 2 or 3. So you have more than one attempt to do it. Okay, and review 2, the second week, is the programming fundamentals 2. So basically it's about classes, about inheritance, about few other topics that are part of programming fundamentals too. Okay. So as you can see right here, we have a lecture, and the videos I'm going to give you are my own. Okay, my own. So that's going to make it kind of relevant. You are familiar with this voice, and then exactly what I'm going to be talking about. That's what you're going to see in the quizzes, in the exams. Okay. So you have PowerPoint slides and the lecture for each chapter. Each chapter, you should have enough study materials. Of course, you still have, you still have YouTube videos if you want them, because maybe some people, maybe some professors, maybe they have a better way of conveying the message or explaining specific topic than me. That's highly possible. Okay. But you can do both. You can watch my video. If you feel like you still need more clarification, watch the YouTube videos. All of these resources are good. Why should you like restrict yourself on some? So, but start with whatever you have, and then you can go to other resources. So as you can see, like a recursion, after the review, we're going to be covering recursion, searching and sorting, stack and queue, set and map, midterm exam review. So we're going to spend time going over review. We're going to see the video. We're going to answer any questions you have. That covers basically these topics, all of them. Okay. And then the midterm going to be within this time period. Again, as I said, I'm going to give you 2 days. Now, you don't have the whole week for the exam. For the assignment, you have the whole week. But the exam, it has to be done. You have 2 days. You have to complete them within 2 days. You choose the day, okay? You don't even have to tell me. You have 2 days, you pick. If I say Tuesday or Wednesday, then you have the choice is yours. You don't have to tell me, I'm going to take it on Tuesday. That's totally up to you. But it has to be within. If there is, like, of course, if there is a valid reason, then the first thing you need to do is send me an email. You cannot just wait until it passes. Well, I had a situation. No, you need to tell me before. Of course, if something has to happen before, okay? Tell me, okay, I don't think I'm going to make it because I'm going to be out of town. There is something important. Just all what it takes, send me an email explaining. That should be more than enough, okay? Okay, so that's... yeah, I'm sorry here. I think I didn't finish the last the entire thing, so it should be done probably by the end of the week. So the schedule will be complete. But this is like for the first 10 weeks. Okay, any questions so far? Any questions? Any concerns? Yes? Anybody ask it a question? No? All right, so
Professor, I saw
yeah.
John asked a question in the comment section. Are the assignments in Revel the study section? I'm not entirely sure what he's referring to there.
Okay, John, are you here? Can you talk verbally? Because okay, is it in the chat?
Yes, it's in the chat. The question is in the chat.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I think your voice is not clear. So let me see if the chat. Wait. Okay, so the assignment and reveal the study section. No. This is remember, like I broke it down into categories. That's part of the discussion and participation. That's 10%. It's not under. It's no okay to access them. Oh, I'm talking about if you're talking about accessing them, you go right here. See, first day. If you go to Canvas, if you click on this first day inclusive access course materials, then that should take you to that place. See, this is the reveal. So you just click launch and it takes you to that place, and then you're going to see this by courses. So as I said, whatever course we cover. So of course, for the first 2, you don't have to do anything. It's just a review. So for the first 2 weeks, you don't have to do any review. Like for example, what's the next topic? Recursion. Then you go to this to reveal, and then you go to the recursion chapter, and then you try to go to practice as much as possible, as much as you can, exercises, quizzes, practice. So all of this will get you that part is the 10%. Okay, as much as possible, as to the best of your ability. Okay, does this answer your question, John? Okay, let me see if this okay, so let me know if the okay, if you have a specific question, you can send me an email. We can talk about that. Okay, any other questions? So let's talk about this week. So the best way to go to the course is going to modules. That's the best way, because basically, as you can see right here, everything is organized by module, by week. The first thing you need to do is make sure you install Eclipse. I posted the video. If you go to let's see, what is the, yeah, if you go to right here, computer setup and installation, if you click on it, I put video how to install Eclipse, Windows, and then for Mac, I put I think a YouTube video that shows how to do that. Okay, so Eclipse, we're going to be using it throughout the semester. Okay, so just follow the steps. It's very easy to install. So it's a very simple process. Okay, now if you I'm sorry, yeah.
I have a question, Professor. So you said we're using Eclipse, right? And then do we have to download the one that's like GGrasp or the
No, one of them.
JCreator? Or
No, look, I said if you are familiar, if you feel comfortable using another IDE other than Eclipse, you are more than welcome to do that.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because from the past, from last semester, I was able to use Eclipse from my other class.
Okay, so if you have Eclipse, so that should not be a problem. But if you have another IDE, another program that you feel comfortable, that's fine. Except in the last section, I may need Eclipse because I'm going to add something, because we're going to do some Java graphics. So there is a program that's going to make learning this chapter much easier if we use Eclipse. So I'm going to put I'm going to add something like a program on top of Eclipse. That's going to allow us to learn about Java graphics in an easy, very smooth way. So we'll talk about this once we get to the end. It's true.
Okay.
So we have a lot of time before we get there. But for now, as I said, if you want Eclipse, you can do that. If you want another one, that's fine. No problem if you feel comfortable with it. So make sure you have the program up and running. Okay, so that's the first thing. So as you can see right here, we have review. As you can see right here, I put all the PowerPoint slides and the study materials. So this is about the basics. Like I'm sure like you don't have any problem with at least most of them. So it's just about variables, about data types, about the conditional statements, if else, else if, the loops, for loop, the while loop, and then also number 6, which is the functions, or actually Java, we call them methods. But in other languages, they call them functions. And then I put here, as you can see right here, a programming assignment. Lecture videos, these are my own, okay? So you're going to hear my voices here. So these are YouTube videos. I put them in like my YouTube channel. So all of this, you don't have to go over all of this. Like for example, I don't think you can have a problem with output syntax. But if you have a problem, or maybe you need to refresh your mind or memory about specific topic, let's say you have problem with the random method. Okay, so you're gonna click right here. That should take you to the YouTube video. So and then you can watch this video. Okay, conditional statements, we have 3 parts. Okay, depending, is it if else, else if, or nested if. So anyway, all of these are available to you. If you have no problem about something, then you don't have to go over it. Okay, I'm not putting here just you can go over every single one of them. Just pick and choose whatever. Like for example, let's say you forgot about string, go to this. They're very, very easy, using simple examples. I don't think you're going to have a problem. Okay, So for loops, the while loop, nested loops, okay, all of them. And then I give you like a programming assignment. Again, this is for completion grade. Please take time to do it because this is to help you, okay? Don't try to, copy. I know there are different ways you can cheat, but I want you to get something out of this class. I really, really want you to learn something. By the end of the class, I should, I want you like to feel comfortable that you are better off, okay? That you are more knowledgeable about programming than before. So that's why I'm giving you this, like very simple. Write a program that prompts the user to enter a subtotal and the gratuity rate. Then compute or calculate the gratuity and total. And they give you example here. If the user enter 10 for subtotal and 15%, then for gratuity rate, then the program display 1.5 is the tip basically, and this is the total, which is 10 plus 1.5. So if you run the program, it should have something like this. Enter the subtotal 10, enter the gratuity rate 15. So now you need to calculate the tip first by multiplying 10 times 15 divided by 100. Okay, just be careful, because remember in Java, integer over integer is integer. So maybe you can divide by 100.0 to make sure you get the decimal. So use the decimal for all of them. Use double for all variables. Don't use integer, because there is a problem in Java. When you divide integer by integer, you get only the integer. So for example, if 15 over 100, that will be 0. Why? Because it ignores the decimal. Unless you put 0.0 or the variables are of double data type. Anyway, so the output should be like this. The gratuity, so which means you need to have a variable for gratuity and another variable for the total, or you add them up. So a variable for subtotal, a variable for gratuity rate, and another variable for gratuity, which is the amount that I'm going to get by multiplying 10 times 15 divided by 100, and then the total, in which you add the gratuity plus the subtotal. 10 plus 1.5, you get 11.5. Okay? Program assignment number 2. So this is for else if. There are two ways you can do that. Okay? Either using else if. Now, if you watch the video about but else if, I think one of the about the conditional statements that are in the study materials, that's going to give you like a simple like a program that is similar. So if you go here to lecture videos and then you watch the conditional statement, this 1, 2, 3, I think probably number 2, part 2. But if you watch them, then there is example when you have like a table, I think for the grade, that's going to be similar. So if you get between 90 and 100, you get A. Between 80 and 90, you get B. If you get between 70 and 80 or 79 or 79, then it is C and the rest. So this is the same thing. It's a table, and then you're going to use else if. So if you watch this video, that you should have no problem. This is the same thing, but it's like you are changing grade to income. And so dealing with the grade, brackets, you are dealing with taxes and incomes. If the income is between 40,000 and above, or higher than 40,000, then you have a tax rate. So you multiply by that tax rate. So you should have no problem with this. Okay? So that's the programming assignment 2. Now there's another way. If you can use AND, remember AND, the ampersand 2, you can do that too. You can say if the income is higher than 0 and less than 5,000, then use this. If it is higher than 5,001, if and less than 10,000, then you do this. The bottom line is, when you run the program, it should give you the amount, all right? The program. So it gives you the tax amount, or either the tax amount, that's fine with me, or you can give the total, which means the tax or the income after tax, whatever it's asking here. It says tax rate, or right to given when you give a person print the tax. So here it says only the tax. So just multiply by the tax rate and that's it, and display the answer. So you don't have to subtract it or add it to the end. Now program number 3. Before you do this, make sure you watch the video about the random. How do we generate a random number using math.random? If you forget, then watch that video. And also there are PowerPoint slides for that. So write a program that randomly generates a lottery of 2 digits number. Okay, so the program will generate a 2-digit number like 25, 36, and then your job is to try to guess what that number is. I know it's very unlikely, but it's possible. So you're gonna prompt the user to guess what these 2 numbers are. Okay, for example, let's say 35. So, which means the program has to generate a random number between 10 and 99, because these are the numbers that has 2 digits, right? 10 is the minimum and 99 is the maximum. If you watch this video, it tells you how to generate a random number, okay? So, and then, so there are, you can call it a computer, a random number, and then the user, because we have 2 numbers here. The program will generate a random number, and the user will try to guess what that number is. And then we have different scenarios. If you guess it right, so if the program says 35 and then you said 35, very, very unlikely, but it's possible, then you get $10,000. So what do we mean by the same? That means the variables are identical. You're going to say equal. Okay. Now, what about if it is correct, but you switch the order? Like 35, you said 53. That means the digits are the same. It's just not in the right order. Okay, you get 3,000. Now, in this case, you have to separate them. Because how can you say that the first number, the one on the left, matches the right side of the user number? You have to separate them, which means you have to have 2 variables, one for the left. So how do you separate them? Let's say we have 25. How can I access only 2? And how can I access only 5? Anybody knows? Or at least, remember? If the number is 25, it's saved in a variable. How can I tell the program? How can I separate them? How can I access only the 2 and then the 5? Because when I compare them, I want to access them individually. Anybody? How do you access the left digit and the right digit separately? I'll give you a hint. Division or remainder. That's the only thing you're going to do. If I divide by what, I'm going to get the left digit. For example, if I have 25, what do I have to divide by so I can access 2? The answer is 2. 25 divided by? Forgot? By 10. Because 25 divided by 10 is 2. And that's exactly what I need. Now the question is, how can I get 5? Which is the right digit. We use the remainder. So we're going to put mod, another percentage sign, mod 10. So if you divide by 10, you get the left digit. So save it in a variable. And then if you put mod 10, that's going to give you the right digit. So now you can compare them. You can say the left one, give them a variable like name, and then say if the left of the computer number matches equal to the right digit of the user number and the right digit of the computer number equals the left digit of the user number, then you get $3,000, because that's how you're going to get $3,000. Now, the third one, the third scenario, it does not really matter as long as you guess one number correct, even if it's not in the right place. For example, if the right number is 25 and I said 95, okay, I was able to. What about if I said 52? Yes, it's still 5. It's supposed to be on the right, but that's okay. As long as you guess one of them, regardless whether it's in the right place or not, you get 100. Again, just try your best. because that's how you're going to learn. Even if you don't get it correct, I just want to see how far did you go to make sure, because that's where learning is taking place. Don't be like, it should not, you should not have like a pressure. Okay, I have to get it correct. Of course, I want you to get it correct. It feels good to get it correct. But if you don't, that's fine. Okay, you get the grade for the effort that you put. That effort, that's what I need from you. Okay, if you get it correct, it's good. If not, that's not what I'm looking for. So as you can see right here, this is a sample. The lottery number is 51. That's the computer number that's generated by the computer. So why it's 51? Because it was switch. So if you switch, you get $3,000. So that's the second scenario. All right, and finally, computer program number 4. Write a program that generates a random number between 0 and 100. The program, so this is another one also about the random number, and it's like you are playing a game with the computer. The computer has a number. It's saved. We don't know what it is. And then the computer will help you. Okay, let's say the computer said 52, and then you said 90. The program is going to say, you guessed too high. So when you guess too high, the next time you're going to guess, you're gonna go down, because the computer is trying to help you to get to that number. So if it is too high, the program is going to say you guessed too high. If it's too low, the program is going to say your guess is too low, until you get, as you can see right here, into your guess. Now the right number is 39, right? So the first time you said 50, the program says your guess is too high. So you're going to go down, you put 25, now that's too low. And then again, you said 42, that's too high, until you get it. So it may take you 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, I don't know. But you'll definitely get it. Okay, why? Because you get computers help directing you whether the number is too high or too low. So this is the 4 programs for the first week. It's due by Monday. Okay, and the programs are for completion grade. And if I see that probably the first week, because so I may, for the programming assignment, I'm going to give you 2 weeks. So I'm going to extend the deadline, the due date. Okay. So it's not going to be Monday, it's the next Monday for the programming assignment, because maybe like I needed more time. The quiz probably, yeah, I will keep it that way. Okay. I'm not going to change it, but the programming assignment, in case like you need more time and you really, really want to try your best, then I will give you 2 weeks for that. Okay. Okay. Any questions about this?
For this programming assignment one, we have to do all 4, right, Professor?
Yes, all of them,
Okay.
as I said, to the best of your ability. Remember, all of this are from previous. There's nothing new here. This is something that you should have learned before. There should be nothing new until the 3rd week. So all what I'm asking you is to try your best. That's fine. Even if you have errors, I will take your assignment. Even with the errors, it doesn't really matter. I don't mind, as long as this is your work, you tried. If you tell me, okay, Mr. Professor E, okay, I did this and I really tried. I don't want you to spend too much time. Enough time, yes, but I don't want you to spend too much time, just enough time, and then turn the program and submit the assignment. I'll take it, no problem. Tell me, okay, I spent enough time, and then this is what I could come up with. No problem, no issues. Okay, but try, make sure, as I said, it's going to be about the effort that you put into this, and then turn them in. You will get completion grade. Don't worry about the grade. I take care of that. All what I need from you is just try your best. Okay, spend some time. I know, like many of you have other things to worry about. I don't want this to be like kind of a burden on you, but you need to devote some time and say, okay, for this time, whatever it is, could be just maybe an hour or 2 hours a week, whatever, and then say, okay, I'm going to devote this time. No, by the end, whatever time you feel like it's fair, it's reasonable, and then say, okay, I'm going to spend time going over this assignment by this time. That's fine. By the end, whatever you came up with, okay, turn them in. And then say, okay, that's what I could want. Maybe if I spend more time, maybe I would. But this is what I could come up with. I have no problem with that. You get your completion grade for trying the best of your ability. Okay? Any other questions? So next week, I will go over this one. If you have questions, if you get stuck and say, I may, yeah, we're going to go over it and then explain, okay, maybe share the solutions to some of them or maybe all of them. Okay, so in this case, like if you were wondering, oh, what is the answer? Maybe you got stuck in something and you want to see really the right answer. We can go over that. So, but I want you to try first. I want you to try, then we can share the answers, we can share the solutions, we can give you all the help you need, because by the end, okay, we want you to know what the answer is and where the problem is and then how to solve it. So next time you have the same problem, you know how to handle it. Okay. Any questions? I think this is the first week. So we are going to keep it, a little bit short. So if you have any questions, please feel free to email me, to reach out anytime, whatever problem you have, just, you know where to find me. Okay. And then I'm going to put the recording under study materials. You're going to find it probably like either a weekly lecture or something, but it should be under study materials. Okay. Any questions?
Hi, sir. I do have a question.